Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I just got paired up playing a 5-0 game against the tricky master. Let's try d6. See what white throws at me here. Okay. Let's try for a quick e5. You could play e5 straight away and welcome a queenless middle game, but I'll just go with this. Bishop to e7, get some standard moves in. c6 is another. I should be on the lookout for a quick punch against this guy. Knight g4. I guess they're intending on going queenside. That's interesting. I think I want to get in c6 right now, and then I want to be prepared to get my queen off of the d file. So, because then they'd be threatening to maybe take away on e5, and my knight would be pinned to my queen. They seem a little bottled up. Like, where's this knight going? I guess he's gunning for f5. I wonder. Probably I will be going kingside. Yeah, let's just get on with this. A quick b5, b4 could be a bit disruptive to the c3 knight. Knight on f5, okay. I'm going to get a quick move in, queen a5, get out of the line of fire, pressure on a2, b5, b4. It's a bit of a race type of position, so what to do? Can I afford rook to e8, knight f5, and then back up the bishop? I think I want to get that kind of reorganization in. It's a little bit slow, but this knight is soon to be a very, very strong piece, so I'm going to take a step to kind of neutralize him. Bishop c5, okay, let's sneak this in. I think I need to just start some action really fast. Now my rook might be exposed in some lines. We will see. Chase him away now, maybe even give him a kick right at this moment. Although push they could take and then maybe knight to h6. Maybe I take like this actually. I don't know for sure. You know what? Let's give him a boot. Down on time here. Also, what about a push right now? Is that working? Or maybe I get one more developing move in. It's tricky. Bishop to b7, or maybe I'm considering a push, but I don't want to give up e5 so quick. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Kind of tough. All right. I need to make a move, 230. Okay. Let's develop. Be looking to capture and maybe push next and converge on this square. This is a really tough piece. Okay, so I'm going to go straight in for this now. I think I need to take some action like immediately. So let's see. This pawn is pinned. They just gave up their dark square bishop. I have a lot of pressure on this pawn. Now I could give him a kick, and I think I will right now. They don't have that dark square bishop idea of a capture or push and knight to h6. My queen is a bit off sides. Maybe I should have done this instead. Okay, let's get my bishop on this diagonal. I like that their G pawn can't move. Okay. I push in the center right now? I feel like I needed to take some action like that. Push. Takes, and then, maybe one more piece, the one that's not playing. Let's try for this. And then maybe this idea. They have this covered enough. They have 2 pieces on that, though. Are they not just dropping this right here? They're ready to take and then get at this point. Okay. That bishop's really, really strong. Okay, I don't like having to do this, but I'm going to give it a whirl. I already feel like there's a potential piece sacrifice that white could go forward with. Oh, I just dropped a pawn. Ouch. Well, that definitely is going to hurt. Totally missed that. Alright, well, we're going to take... They were on this. Now they have ideas on f6. I really want to look to move my knight, open up my bishop, but it's tough to really go forward with anything right around this point. They're going to start pushing. This is just busted. Not too much I could do. They're ready to push. Knight to d7. Yeah. This is big trouble. My queen's unprotected, tactically vulnerable. That could happen at any moment. On f6 I'll be going here. I have pressure on e5, so I'm expecting them to shut down my bishop. Why are they giving me this pawn? Oh, that tactic I was talking about. They get to take with the knight. Yeah, now I'm down a piece. I'll play on for just a little bit more. Maybe some back rank ideas. They should insert a check to put my bishop in a pin. And of course they do. Okay. Why are they giving me this knight? We're going to find out. They gave the piece back for what exactly? Knight d5 into f6 is a little bit weird. They could push and then jump in the knight here. They worked that detail out fast. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's just resignable now. Knight to e7 and clock situation. That was well calculated right there at the end. To know that they were going to give up this piece and have this idea of f6 and knight to e7. Nice. Okay, I felt like I got rolled very easily in that one. What to add? Queen to f6 is a little bit weird, but yeah, they kept the tension on e5. And I never really got the type of counterplay I would like to have here in a case of opposite sides castling. Yeah, because they're not behind development-wise. This is a really strong piece. Maybe right around here, I could have done something different. I have to be super correct right around this stage, so I wonder what the computer would be saying right around here. I think it's okay to take like I did and push like I did. Right here, I think I need to definitely come up with something better, because what I did was, even though this knight is really pesky on f5, maybe I could just not even budge with my g-pawn and instead play a move like rook to c8, because I kicked him away to what may very well be a better square on e3, observing these 2 points and these further advanced pawns that I have that I would like to get in c4, but I just can't get that in with the knight on e3 and the bishop on d3. So maybe a quick improvement here would be to invite the rook into the action right now. Rook to c8, and now I'm at least threatening to push and then take away on e4. So that's probably I think that this is the improvement. And it's very easy to just have the position fall like dominoes after something like this, because I don't have a great way forward. It's kind of tricky. This is just stopped cold like in the game with bishop to c4, so I needed to be really timely in this middle game position, and I simply wasn't. And, well, I dropped the d6 pawn, but it was difficult. That's what I was signing up for by pushing, well, this pawn was already vulnerable. But whether my pawn was on c6 or c6 or c5, he's still vulnerable. When I went here, yeah, that's definitely when he's super vulnerable. But yeah, I needed to be much more accurate in this middle game position. I just wasn't, and you saw it collapse firsthand. But let's dive right in with the engine and see what more we can take away from this one. Okay, this is where I want to be. So, starts off as a pierce defense, and I guess this is known as the lion defense. After knight b to d7 in this position, it's saying lion defense, anti-Philidor position. Okay, this is my strong point, so that's a big focus. A lot of pressure, a lot of defense of this point in the game. Queen f3 is definitely a different move for me to be seeing here. More common with my little experience out of this opening is to throw the knight there. But white has their sights set on queenside castles. Okay, so as mentioned, I wanted to be sure to get my queen off of this d file really quick, so, and I don't want to give up the point e5. It's suggesting to maybe give up e5 or play c6 in the game. Knight there, now castles. So what is this holding as? Just a little pull here for white. Queen a5 it's a fan of. This is going to force king to b1 at some stage. So knight g3. And is it okay with rook to e8? I felt like I needed to take some action against a knight arriving here. Yeah, maybe instead of devoting these two moves to work around a knight and not make a g-pawn advance, maybe I could just play g6, but boy, that really needs to be weighed really well, because something like g6, I'm really asking for the h-pawn to be pushed right down my throat. It feels like that would really hurt me. h4 and h5, and maybe the computer at the moment, it doesn't appreciate this, but I don't know about moving a pawn, at least at this moment right here. Maybe if I have a bit more development in, like I did in the game with the g6, but I think I would still be revisiting this idea, this little reorganization, rook to e8 and bishop to f8 to kind of neutralize the knight, play around him when he's on f5. So bishop to f8. It wants to just get right on with b5, but no, that's an interesting point. I also have to be on the lookout for queen to g3, a combined attack against g7. So if I'm playing b5, something like this would concern me, though I guess I have knight to h5. Yeah, I have knight to h5. If I do this now there's this idea of knight to h6 and then picking up f7 at least. And who knows what more. This is collapsing fast, so this is something I have to be on the lookout for. The knight by itself is okay, I could manage that, but the queen is right around the corner to enter in with the attack against g7. Okay, so I backed up straight away. It wasn't a fan of that. I just want to get on with b5. Okay, king b1, b5 now, bishop d3, and is it okay with how I reacted here? So it's something equalish. Push, and now I took here, or no, I played bishop to b7 first. It wants to take on d4. first, but I guess this is okay as well. H3, and now I took on D4. It does like that move. Bishop takes, and the follow-up C5 is, I mean, that's the idea. I didn't put my bishop on B7 to not eventually open his eyes up, so. And I get to do that with a punch, so. And in a position type like this where, you know, time is a big factor and you're racing to attack one another's king, I think backing up with the bishop is maybe something not to go forward with. In fact, you can't do that because of the pressure against e4. I have 3 attackers and there's only 2 defenders at this stage. So there isn't time to do anything but capture on f6, really. Okay, it's also suggesting queen to g3, but best is the move played in the game to give up the bishop for knight. This is a vulnerable point. Eventually dropped. That was bad, but okay, knight to g3. And now this is right around where I was saying rook to c8 is better than the game move g6. It's a fan of queen to c7 as well, I guess with similar idea to look to push with c4. So I'm expecting with my next move after g6 that it's turning in white's favor. So I was suggesting rook to c8. What could maybe think that rook to c8 is better, or queen to c7 is better than rook to c8? Maybe that she's, done her job of, well, getting out of the line of fire and at least putting some pressure here. Now that that's supported well enough, she could play here, supporting both this and providing some lateral defense against my king. I don't know. These are the kind of reasoning things that I do. You know, looking back with the engine, I try to, assign or find differences between, let's say, the top 2 suggestions by the engine. It's even now suggesting queen to d8. Okay, I'm not going to touch that, but I could see queen to c7 versus rook to c8, noting a difference or two. So after g6, yeah, this isn't any good. Knight to e3. I mean, it's still evenish, but there was a big drop off it because it likes me here. It's preferring black with rook to c8 or queen to c7. Even bishop to c6 now. But I guess I'd throw away some of this advantage by chasing the knight away from f5. It's not. It's a bit of a surprising thing for me to see. It's such a good square for a knight, but there's an argument for the e3 square being very good too, because it interferes with what it is I would want to do, playing c4. Okay, bishop to g7. I figured why not get him on the long diagonal. Well, there's a reason for why not. This is a vulnerable point now. f5. And it just seems like they're getting there first now. Bishop to c4. I guess I could take here, huh? What's the story with taking here? It holds it as even. I have 3 on this now that the bishop is here. So if I would have captured on e4, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, queen f4, it still holds it as even. The thing is that white is getting the open lines first. So a pawn investment by white isn't so bad. I mean, this is hitting really, really fast. And I'm not really coordinating on any one significant square towards the white king. Suggests g5. Okay, that's a move I'm not going to play. g5. Yeah. g5, what's the point of g5? Just to make sure the f-file doesn't open up? It still seems pretty scary to do that, too. I mean, what's the follow-up here? h6? Queen to d8? Yeah. That's not the first thought that crosses my mind in this position. Let's play g5. Okay. Anyhow, I could have captured on e4, but that, I don't know. It's messy, for sure. And, well, this is just even worse, of course. This is the game-losing move. I was completely blind to this, and I was fixated on trying to make a c4 advance. Somehow get in there, but yeah, this was a giant lemon. Bishop to a6, and it's just gone from there. Yeah, that's a pretty significant pawn. He's stopping this advance, and, well, when he's not around, that's going to hit, just like it did in the game, and they finished up really well here. I was saying that I'm tactically vulnerable because my queen is unprotected, and then I just walked right into taking on e5. Yeah, they could take and then just recapture with the knight, so this is just gone from here. I guess the one key instructive moment here is the queen or the rook retreating to facilitate my c4 advance on the king side, but I didn't get that in and it just collapsed really, really fast. Rook d8's good. And they calculated this pretty quick. Knight to f4 instead of moving the knight. I guess he is kind of struggling to find a square. He could go to f1. That seems like the more... I mean, it's a backward move, but you're saving the knight and there's less calculation needed. You're even throwing a punch. It's not like I could play here. The knight's still guarding that. If I was playing as white, I would probably just do this, but they had enough time to work out this variation, apparently. They seem to pull it off really fast. It's good calculation. Knight there, combined with now f6. Knight to e7 is hitting, and my king will be flushed away from the defense of the bishop, and it's completely gone. Plus 11. And I just resigned here. Okay, lesson learned. It was a bit interesting to see that maybe in this kind of rare case, the f5 square is maybe not as menacing as a knight would maybe be from e3, since in this specific case, one where we are working with opposite sides castling, the knight from e3 is preventing what it is I would like to do, and that is expand towards the enemy king. If I get in c4, maybe then b3 is around the corner, and maybe I'm hitting first. I'm cracking open the king position first, but the timing was just way off, and it wasn't accurate when I needed to be come middle game. Okay, well, as usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. Hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you soon. That's all for now. Take care.